Alright, so I have gathered your Driving Empire myths. Now, I've got 19 of them. It was going to be 20, but I couldn't find a 20th one. So, 19 Driving Empire myths, and I'm going to be seeing if they're true or false. Now, we're just going to get straight into it. So, the first myth is the Zenvo TSRS rear wing turns when you turn the car. It also moves back when you open the engine. Which, if we get the Zenvo and we open the back up here, it very much moves. So, like, it doesn't hit and it moves again. Now, if we actually drive the car, it moves like, you know, the wing does. So that myth is true. The next myth is the gauge cluster on the TVR Cerberus Speed 12 and the Driving Empire Edition, whatever, has something bad. Now, this would be true, and it kind of is true, actually. So if we go in free cam here, and we go here, it says pit U, and then the word has been scrambled up because obviously it's a Roblox game and it's a bad thing, whatever. But if you know about racing and whatever, you will know what this actually does say. I'm not going to say it obviously because it's bad, but it does say something bad. So this one is like, I would say mostly true because, you know, it would say something bad, but it's also kind of false. But I'm just going to go with this one is true. The next myth is on the Range Rover Sport. So if we go Land Rover, because the Land Rover Range Rover Sport, if you put the front suspension all the way up and the rear all the way down, then put full negative camber, you can wheelie with it. Now, this is false, sadly, because if you go into the customization and we go to the performance, you can't change the suspension of this car. So while this would be cool if this was true, you can't change the suspension of this car. So that myth is false. The next myth is every showcase car in the dealership has a speedometer set to 250 miles per hour. That should be showcased in the dealership or whatever. So if we go in the dealership here, we go in free cam, so we go to the center here, 255 miles per hour, go over here, 250 miles per hour, go to the Solus, we have 250 miles per hour. This myth is true. If you go to every single like car in the dealership, they all show 250 miles per hour, or 255, sorry. Now, I don't know why that is. Now, the next myth is from Dima, and he says, the Tesla has autopilot. Now, this is actually true, but also not true. The Tesla itself doesn't have autopilot, and it's kind of weird to explain this. What I did is I got someone else's car. I got Martin's car, and it was the Ravana Racer. Now, I tried this with my own car, and it did not work at all. All you have to do is you jump in and out very quickly. Now, it does this when I try it on my own car. I'll put up a clip of when I did it to Martin's car. It like actually drove and stuff like that, and I got my alt like perspective. So this myth is actually kind of true. Like, it has autopilot if you're looking from someone else's perspective, but it's not fully autopilot. So this is true, but this is also not true. I'm in the middle with this because it's autopilot, but it's just also not. So I don't know. The next myth is the bottom of the Ridgeline Pier lamps has a face. Now, if we go ahead and we go to the Ridgeline Pier, so here we are, and we go to the lamps. So every single one of the lamps are here, but for some reason, this myth is actually false, sadly. It was here. Now, this myth would have been true, but they've removed the, like, casing. As you can see, like, this is what it would have looked like, and it has a smiley face. I'll try and see if I can find a video of it or something. But this myth is false because they've removed it, sadly. The next myth is that there's a hidden me inside of the car wash at the racing hub. While I would like this to be kind of true because it would be kind of funny just like having a little avatar of me sitting here, this is false. If we go here, there is no one here. Now, thing is, if they added me into the game, they'd add other YouTubers as well, so it could be like a funny Easter egg they add in the future, but I'm not here. The next myth is Morgan sucks at Driving Empire, which is 100% true. Next myth is if you drive the Audi R18 for 2 minutes and drive to your house, then all your cars will become buggy. What we need to go ahead and do is we spawn a random house, we drive the Audi R18 for 2 minutes, apparently the cars will become buggy. So
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, so I've driven the R18 for 2 minutes, and apparently if we drive to our house, then all of our cars will become buggy. Or we're at our house. I don't know what the whole like thing is. If we get the Audi R8, it seems normal. None of the cars I have seem to be buggy or whatever, so I'm gonna deem this as false, and we'll move on to the next one. Next one is if you use my merch, you'll automatically become better at the game. If you subscribe, you'll become Epic Sigma. I can't confirm on that, but you should definitely subscribe. That felt weird to say. Buying my merch will definitely not make you better at the game, but it's in the description if you want in my group. Anyway, next myth is if you spend all your money, you get nothing. Now, this one is yes, true, but also like not really. It's like if you spend your money in game, you'll definitely get cards and whatever, but like also at the same time, it is just pixels. So you get basically nothing for spending your money, but it definitely is something. So I don't know. I'll leave this one up to you guys as well. The next myth is the cars float in the pools in the house. Now, I'm gonna have to get a house that actually has a pool because classic house does not have a pool at all. If we go ahead and go over here and we spawn a house and we go to the water over here, this myth is true. The cars go ahead and float. Now, it's only when you're out of the car. If you jump in the car, you can actually drive it under the water like it's normal and whatever, but as soon as you get out, the cars start to float. The next myth is in the real estate dealership, the boards feature many of the houses you can buy. Haunted house teaser image still remains on that board. Now, this one is true. If we go ahead and go to the real estate dealership over here, if we go over here to the boards and whatever, we've obviously got all the other like houses that have released, and then we've got this one over here, which is a new house and it's like a spooky one, and obviously this resembles the Spookfest house that got released and you could buy it and whatever. So yeah, I don't know why this is still here, but that myth is true. The next myth is to do with houses again. So apparently the classic house has a functional skybox after the classic event. We spawn the classic house. Obviously we have the normal skybox here. It's two suns for some reason, but the normal skybox. And if we go in here, I don't honestly see what is different about this. I could be completely wrong, but I don't see anything different about this. I might be wrong, but to me, this myth is false. I could definitely be wrong about this because it is a dev like myth, but the skybox to me does not look any different. The next myth is to do with the classic house again. It's if you try and spawn your car on the classic house trampoline, the car will jump. If you get a car, the car definitely jumps. Now, obviously in real life, if you get a trampoline, the car will not jump because it's Driving Empire. It's like a funny little Easter egg, I guess. So this myth is true. Don't try and jump a car in real life on a trampoline. The next myth is there's a hidden speedometer on the RX-7 compartment glove box near the engine. Now this one I know is if we type Rainic and we get this car right here and we go in free cam. If we look in the glove box here, we go slowly. There is actually a speedometer here. Now for what reason? No idea, because if we go over here, this speedometer is like weird. It's old. You know, if we go in here, it is here. This myth is true. I don't know why it's here, but it is true. Next myth is they remove the Sophia Bay race for Lightning Loop race, but Sophia Bay race is in game and you can get to it. So that is true. If we go ahead and go to races and we go to Lightning Loop, if you remember before the Lightning Loop came, there used to be the Sophia Bay race here, but they switched it out for whatever reason. If we go ahead and start this race, I'm obviously not going to actually do it, and we go over to here, there's open land, which actually you might think there's nothing here, but here we go. The Sophia Bay race is still here. Now, obviously it's really weird because it's not on the map at all. Like if you look here, there's nothing. So obviously some people might not know about this, but this race is still actually decent to grind. And this myth is true. We've got Frost there. Next myth is somewhere around the lighthouse there is a secret bunker. So if we go ahead and go in here again, we head over to the lighthouse. You can't actually go into here, so like that's boarded off, and then here as well. It would be cool if they do like an event where you have to find the clues again, and you could actually go inside one of these buildings and it teleports you to like an actual place or whatever where you go through like a maze or something. I don't know. To be honest, I don't see a secret bunker anywhere. It would be kind of cool, but over here there's just random useless land. Now there is this random tunnel he could be meaning, which I mean kind of does look like a secret bunker. It leads to nowhere, but yeah, this myth is false. There is no secret bunker here, sadly. Our last myth: if you drive any limited license car to the parking lot near Chinatown, then there's a gap under it where you can walk under the map. So if we go ahead and go to spawn and we get a limited license car, the orange dragon here, and we drive to Chinatown, car park number 1, I don't see anything. Now this is in obviously Chinatown, so I don't know. That's in Chinatown as well. He could be meaning like car park here. He could be meaning car park here. I see no hole at the moment. No hole over there. No hole, no hole. Okay, I think this myth might be false. What is this? Wait, there is a little gap over here. You get under this? Okay, no. There is a little gap here. I don't know how this happened or whatever. There is a gap there. You can't actually go under it though. Car just jumps over it as well. I'm going to deem this as false. I don't see any holes at all that you can walk under the map with. But I could be completely wrong. Those are all the myths in Driving Empire that I have so far. I will definitely do some more in the future with like part 2 and whatever. Just I don't know when that would be. But thank you for everyone sending the myths in. And have a good day.